Hey guys, this is my 8th update of my 57-gallon deep blue professional rimless tank. As you can see here, everything's doing very well, thriving, and I just have a couple more additions of the fish and coral, and give it a little update of all the things I have in my tank. Let's start with the fish here. I got a couple new additions. The first one I want to talk about is my, get a zoom in here, it's my banded pipefish here. It's the cousin of a seahorse. As you can see here, if you look closely, that mouth is the size of a pinhole, and that's why they're considered very difficult to keep alive in your tank. They're kind of like a mandarin or something where it needs copepods, but I had him for 3 weeks now, and he is doing very, very well. He's eating. You actually see him like shake his head. That's how you know he's eating something. And you know, I had him for 3 weeks now. So with my ova cyclopes, and I did put some copepods in his tank. He's doing pretty good. Everything leaves him alone. He got a nice little red tail there. It's pretty cool looking. And you can see his eyes right there. The little bubble there is his eyes. He's a real cool little fish, and I like to challenge myself and try to keep these things alive, because I know they have a better chance in my tank than the pet store here. So, and he's doing well. So I'll give you an update on him. And my next series of videos, I'm going to just go more detail of each fish I have. How to take care of them, what I do to keep them nice and healthy, and what kind of tank mates would be best for them, and so on. That way, if you're looking to get a fish like this, there's not too many videos out there that goes in detail about that, of with the experience of the person who owns them, and what they do to keep them alive and healthy. So keep an eye out for that. And my other newest addition to this tank is find him is my tailspot blenny, and I know his usual spots. That's not right there, but I'll come back for him in a few minutes. Oh, there he is, right by the clownfish. Let me see if I could get a good angle over here. If you look right there, it's a little dark, not so much focused, is my tailspot blenny. He's about 1.5 inches long, and it's really dark there, but you can see his eye. He has the orange and purple stripe there. He's from Cebu, Philippines. I'm half Philippines, so I have to have something from the Philippines in my tank to represent. But he's one of my favorite blennies, and so far he has the same, I guess they call it the genus as the midas blenny, but since they don't look very similar, they don't fight at all, and my midas blenny leaves them alone. So I'll go in more detail about compatibility when I go over the detail of the fish. As you can see, my torch corals, I actually had to move them a little bit, because this one, you can see the little bleaching action on the bottom over here, and that's colored up. This light of the tank wasn't getting on the right angle, so it was losing its color. I had to move it, so now it's happy over here. Hopefully it gets its color back. This orange tip coral, torch coral, was not really extending. It wasn't happy where its original spot was, so I moved it. Now he's getting extended. So you can see right here, I have this hitchhiker barnacle, and that's the reason why I got him. That little white right there. So that's what I did there. My scarlet hermit crab right there, fire shrimp, and little torch here. War coral moved over here. It's doing very good over here. And my yellow tip torch coral, my rare orange hammer coral, though it's hard to see, but it's an orange hammer coral, and the frogspawn. You can see it fully extended, doing very well in this tank. My yellow assessor, beautiful colors on him. Yellow, you see the orange on the tip, and loves to swim sideways, and that's what he usually does. My plate coral here, you can see he's doing very well. Sometimes he likes to move on me, and try to find a different spot, but unfortunately my tank is overcrowded. I got to keep him where he is, but he's doing fine for the most part there. My trachea is doing very well, and rasta leather. Go over my scoly here. I had it for about a year and a half. You could really see the purple on it, the orange, the seafoam green, and I just don't see any scolies like this. And it just you can see how beautiful the colors are in this tank, and the LEDs really bring it out. And this is my bleeding apple right here, scoly right there. My acans here, you can see the feeder tentacles are out. That's a new addition to the Fire and Ice Zoo. Look at a little frag there, so hopefully that starts expanding on this rock. As you can see here, this is a pink millipore. I think it's wild caught, but it's doing very well here, and so that's why I'm going to start going, changing things around a little bit in my tank, trying to get more SPS coral in here because I'm getting some success from it. So I'm going to see these pieces grow. And my wife picked this one out, ORA green bird nest. As you can see, it's popping during the day. Really looks nice at night when the tentac's out. And my flame wrasse, he's just scared of nobody. And look at the beautiful colors on them. Really beautiful colors. Here's another hitchhiker here, my mussel. Somehow I had him in my tank, and he's been growing, and he's getting bigger and bigger. And my sympodium, or blue sympodium. You see the reddish hairs, blue eye, the green tentacles. It's actually part of the xenia family, but it doesn't pulse like my other one. And this is my other acro here. I have, it's a seafoam green. It has, you can see the brown, which is not usually good, but it was because of the lighting. I actually had to shift the coral around a little bit. It's a tabling acro coral. And you see right there, if I could get a zoom in there, there's a seafoam green in the back. If I go on the side, you'll see more seafoam green. So it'll get its color back because you see the polyps are fully extended, doing very well. Miami Hurricane Chalice over there has about 6 eyes. Grows very slow in the LEDs, but LEDs is not like metal halides, so this acan lighting grows them, but not as fast as everything else. My cocoa worm actually is growing in lower, I guess, filter part of his body there. He's closed up right now, but he'll be out. My short tentacle goniopore, the yellow eyes, it's very, very cool little thing here, and has a barnacle on here as well. And 2 months strong now. Blueberry, Gorgonian, doing very well. The daily feedings, the shade, the flow, I have him in the perfect spot, and he's been doing good. There's no receding whatsoever on him, and I'll keep you an update because he is an NPS coral, which is on the extreme difficult level. So we'll let you know how that one does, but he's definitely doing well, and we'll see where he's at in 6 months, because I usually see and read that after 6 months, even though people have success with these things, they start to die off, but I think I could surpass that and keep him healthy in this tank forever. As you can see my wessel here, the seafoam green, the red, the purple, just really, really pops, especially with the tentacles. And my ball maze brain coral here, tentacles are all out. It's just one of my favorite pieces here. It's just one big ball. And my donut coral here with the red and the neon green here. You see the different color greens I have in the tank. My sun coral here is growing new heads. You can see some of the polyps are out, but my last sun coral I had the polyps out all day long. So this one's a little more difficult to train, but I think he's more in growth mode. So let's see if I could get him to fully extend. It is really nice when all of those polyps are out. And my trachea here, his tentacles were out before, but he got closed up a little bit. There's some more acans here. The dendro is just sick right here. You never see dendro like this because it has the orange base instead of the white base that you don't really see in the store. But it's very sticky. If I put my fingers on it, you can feel the stickiness, and that's a sign of a very healthy coral. And my sponge right here. And my sustainable aquatic clownfish. Bonnie and Clyde, my wife, named them, and they're doing good. They love this. This is porcelain xenia, which I put on a piece of like a plate size coral, a rock, and keeping them there. Even though they try to bud off, I try to pick them out of the water and keep it from, taking over this tank. So, but they love it. Hopefully, one will be a female eventually. Give them some more time, but they're growing. Definitely growing. My dwarf eel leaves everything alone in his tank. I actually feed him from the feeding stick. He loves to swim around, get some ghost shrimp when I put him in the tank. He's not popping out right now, but he's definitely it's a cool eel. He shakes his head when he smells the food, but he also shakes his head when he's full. So it's a pretty cool thing. I don't know if I can see him today because he hides and he comes out and he hides. That's what he does. And there's Bubba, my marine betta, and he sees me. He always goes away. He's a little shy, but he swims around. I'll give you a little more detail about him. My gold rainbow polyps. They're not gold, but they have gold on the rims there. The rainbow polyps, they call them. And my yellow cucumber underneath the Duncan coral here. He split, as you can see here, he split in my last video, and they're both doing good over there. And my flame wrasse, he's just very friendly. He just wants to get what thinks I've got food in my hand or something. And my midas blenny over here. He gets a little shy, sees me. Man, my flame wrasse just wants to be in this video. Yeah. Just want to show off his colors. And this is my golden wrasse or rhomboid wrasse. You can see the beautiful purple and gold color on there. And you know, it's definitely a male. They were sold as a super male, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what he does later on. My swales candy basslet, you see him in the background. He's beautiful, bluish, purplish streaks with the orange. My red rooster wasp fish from Japan, they're in this rock. I actually found out I actually have a male and a female, and I'll go in more detail about the differences, but the main difference is the size of their venomous spines on top. You can see there's my bumblebee snail there, but that was the main difference between those two, and I didn't actually realize I actually had different ones, so it wasn't planned as like that, but they're male and female, and they actually stay in the same rock. As you may see, my micromussa here, as you can see, has the feathered tentacles out. So stay tuned for my next update, guys. I'll give you another update, but also go more in detail about each fish I have, and hopefully you guys could get some information to be successful if you decide to go with that type of fish or coral in your tank. Alright guys, stay tuned.